Okay, so this video is going to be something that you resonate with, that you experienced sometime before in your life. Maybe you experienced this moment when you were drunk. Maybe you experienced this moment when you were high. Maybe you experienced this moment when you are deep in deeply engaged in an activity, doing some work, and you were focused and you did not let any other things bother you. You were engaged in this state. And now what I'm talking about is the flow state of mind. What is flow? What is the flow state of mind? Now, if you've ever watched any kind of sports, or if you've ever seen any kind of athletic event, say basketball for example, I'm a huge basketball fan. Let's say you're watching basketball, and all of a sudden there's a player who gets in the zone and he just starts destroying everybody, right? He just makes everything, impossible shots. That is an example, and they say he's on fire. That is an example of someone who is in the flow. For you, for example, maybe you were outside, you were enjoying yourself, and then you found yourself just not thinking, and you're just talking, enjoying the moment, and basically you were in the zone. You were not thinking, and you were just being, and you were just doing. That's what flow state of mind is. That's what being in the zone is. I'm sure you guys understand what being in the zone is. The flow state of mind has been coined by a psychologist. His name is Mihaly Csikszentmihaly, and he's a very well-known psychologist for discovering flow, or for defining flow. So flow is basically, so he has a little chart, and basically it's like when you have a challenge and you have a skill in certain thing. So let's say you have a skill, so like basketball for example, let's say you have the skill of knowing how to make the shot, right? You know how to make the damn shot, right? That's a skill. Now the challenge is you got to make it amongst all these defenders. But then because it is a challenge, it is a skill, it's last minute, that energy just gets together, and now you become in the flow and you start making all the shots because you have a high level of skill and a high level of challenge, and it comes together. If it's too high of a challenge and you have too low of a skill, you choke, right? Or if you have too high of a skill and too low of a challenge, then you're bored. So that is right now what I just shared with you. Basically, that's how you get in the flow. If you understand what I just said right there, that is exactly how you get in the flow. For me, why I got very excited about this topic is because in the beginning years of my personal development career, after my weight training phase, where I realized like I gotta hit the gym, I gotta put on some size, and I gotta get over my insecurities, get over my low self-esteem, and improve my self-esteem. And again, that working out in the gym has improved my self-confidence, improved my self-esteem immensely. After that, I realized I want to improve my social skills. I want to be able to go up to anyone and talk to them, engage with them, befriend anyone I feel like, and not be afraid of a certain situation. I remember a time when I'm in class, I knew the teacher asked a question, I knew the exact answer, but because I was so I had so much social anxiety, and because I was so afraid, I did not have the courage to even raise my hand. I'm sure you guys can relate to that, or some of you can relate to that. Some of you just sitting in the front of the class, just talking away and just making fun of the teacher. Shame on you guys. Shame on you guys. But I was the guy more in the back. I guess I was known for my expertise, meaning like I was smart, but I did not want to participate because I was afraid. And even when I did raise my hand or I got called on, I felt it like down in my stomach. I felt like that beating, you know, the anxiety, anxious feeling. I felt that, and my hands would sweat, and it was a terrible feeling. It was a terrible feeling. So I realized, hey, I got to get over this fear, and I got to start learning how to talk to people and stop being afraid of damn people. It's just people, man. So what I did was I started, going out, talking to people, exercising my social skills. And what I realized, because it was such a high challenge for me, it was something out of my comfort zone, and because it was something that out of my boundaries, and as soon as I talked to that first person, I found myself getting, like, first of all, I get so high. Like, I get so high just because I talked to that first person. Now I'm just excited. I have no boundaries, no fear, and I'm just going at it like a machine, unstoppable, and nothing is, no thoughts in my mind, and I'm just in the zone. I'm just going around like I'm drunk. I'm not drunk, I don't drink, but that's how I felt. And so I realized how can I realized that I love this feeling. Like after I talk to someone and I love that feeling, my mind opens up, my whole mind opens up, and I have access to so much creativity, so much knowledge, things I never thought about. And my personality is just, I have a 360 personality. So my personality is all like, I get access to my full personality, and I feel unstoppable. There is no inhibitions, nothing. I feel unstoppable because I'm in the flow. And so I realized that I love being in the flow, and I wanted to learn how I can be in that state all the time. How amazing would it be if I'm able to be in that state all the time, where I'm not thinking, not doubting myself, and just being able to do what I want to do and consistently doing it, and have access to my creativity, have access to my full personality, have access to full range of emotion, have access to everything, and be unstoppable, be the most of myself because I'm in the flow. So I started studying this, and I came across Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihaly, and I studied so much about it, how to get in the flow, and how what creates flow. And basically that's exactly what it is, what I said in the beginning of the video. It's a high amount of challenge, high amount of skill, and it's because of that it comes in together, and then you get in the flow. Now if I talk to the first person, I won't get into the flow right away. I may need to put myself in a more challenging situation so I get in the flow. Now I can have a conversation with anyone, but if I want to have a conversation, like let's say the president is there, let's say Donald Trump is here. What's up, Donald Duck, how you doing? But I can talk to him. I can talk to him. But of course I'll feel a little anxiety because of course the status, whatever the case is. And then after that I should feel a certain amount of flow, so a certain amount of dopamine going off in my brain and feeling in the flow state. So that is what flow is. It's just basically feeling amazing. That's it's feeling amazing. If you want to, it's like imagine you happy times 1,000. That's how it feels like. I'm not even over exaggerating. It's you being happy and like content, satisfied in your normal day. Imagine feeling like that times 1,000. Imagine being drunk, the good drunk, and feeling like that times 1,000. I remember we went to Montreal with my friends, and I was so like, I was in the flow state because I knew how to get into that flow state. I was so in the flow state that people thought I was drunk. It was like, yo, this guy's so drunk. Like, oh my god. I was like, no, man, it's all sober. It's all psychology. It's all knowing how to control yourself, how to manipulate your emotions, stuff like that. So this is how I was able to practice and how I was able to learn flow, and that is exactly what flow is. Flow is an amazing thing, and if you can learn how to get in the flow, then you can live an amazing life. And certain things come along with it. Of course, you need to take care of your health, you need to take care of your mindset, of course, and you need to put yourself out of your comfort zone so that you get in the flow every single day. So health meaning like eating fruits and vegetables, drinking smoothies. Mindset is like, making sure you have a positive mental attitude, making sure you meditate, making sure you take your cold showers, that's how you get in the flow. My simple trick to get in the flow, the thing I love doing, is my morning routine. Flow is basically just doing one thing after the other, and your mind just shuts off and you just get in the act of doing. So my morning routine is designed to put me in the state of flow. If you haven't seen my morning routine, take a look at it. And that's about it. I'm sorry right now, but the video is all over the place because I just had this thought in my mind and I wanted to share flow, and I want you guys to understand that flow can change your life. A great book for this is, so I have this book actually. It's Finding Flow. Take a look at it. You can see it, yeah. The Psychology of Engagement with Everyday Life by Mihaly. So look at his name, Mihaly Csikszentmihaly, crazy name. But Finding Flow. So it's a good book. You can learn a lot about how to find flow and how to live in the flow. Meditation is great for that. If you meditate for 20 minutes every single day, you'll find yourself being able to get into the flow state easily and effortlessly. And basically that's what it is. A lot of times, a lot of people, they have a lot of inhibitions and their thoughts get in their way. They get in their own way, and we just need to learn how to tame this mind. One of the great saying I like saying, and I call it great because it's a great saying, too bad, and I have it written down right there actually. It says, be a master to your slave rather than a slave to your mind, right? You want to be a master to your slave, which is your mind, rather than a slave to your mind. You don't want this guy to be the master. You want to be the master of this guy. I hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys start practicing flow. And that book is great for that, Finding Flow. He has another book, I think, Flow. You can search other videos on YouTube on what is flow, how to get in flow. My secret thing is I love getting in flow. Whenever I want to get in flow and I want to get into, I guess they call it state, right? In the dating world, they call it state. So if you want to get into state, just do stuff, right? Like whenever, let's say you get in workout, you have a crazy workout and you get a crazy PR, meaning like personal record, or you push something really crazy, or you do something amazing that you haven't done before, and after that you find yourself completely like energetic, like so focused but so happy, and so vibrant, so alive, so teeming with vitality, and you feel so good. That's because you have entered the flow state. And you can train yourself to live in the flow state all day, or you can train yourself to not be in the flow state and be depressed all your life. It's up to you. Meditate, drink lots of water, get good sleep, take care of your health, and take care of your mindset. You do all these things, you put yourself in a great position to live a great life, and then you practice flow, or like constantly try to put yourself in the flow by putting yourself in challenging situations. You'll have an amazing life, and you'll love who you are, and you'll get to finally know who you are, like, because you'll get full access to your personality, and you're going to get addicted to being in the flow. And after that, after you get addicted to being in the flow, then now you have an addiction, and now you're an addict. And you can just talk to me, because I like talking to flow addicts and people who love psychology and stuff like that, and it's personal development. Anyway, so I hope that helps someone. I hope you guys get some value out of this. I hope you guys read this book, Finding Flow. I hope you guys start practicing flow. And if you want to learn more about how to get in flow through social exercises, and through putting yourself in challenging situations and socially, just leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll make a video on how I get in to state, how I get in the flow state through socializing. All right, peace.